The Toronto Raptors were eliminated in the first round of the playoffs to the Cleveland Cavaliers, and for that reason, we're going to rebuild the Raptors in hopes of winning them a championship. And a big problem the Raptors have faced all season long, and even more so in the playoffs, is their three-point shooting. They're one of the worst three-point shooting teams in the league, so that's definitely a category we're going to have to look to upgrade this coming off season. And as for Brandon Ingram, I'm not sure what we're going to be doing with him this coming off season. I don't believe he could be a #1 scoring option on a championship team. We've seen how he did here in the playoffs, 12 points per game, 32% from the field, and he's about to be paid $40 million next season. So maybe we could package him and his salary with Jokic and go target a superstar player. We are so close to hitting 1,000 subscribers, so it would mean the world to me if y'all could hit that subscribe button, and don't forget to like the video and hype the video. All three buttons are absolutely free and help out the channel and video a ton. And as for our head coach, Darko Jokic, we are going to be keeping him around. I do believe he has a lot of chemistry with the players, so that should be able to help out our team in the long run. And in the 2026 draft, we did end up with the 19th overall pick, but do we really want to be drafting rookies? We're trying to win now. So I think I'm going to try packaging the 19th overall pick with some players and see what we could get back in return. So I decided to throw Brandon Ingram and Jokic in Trade Finder, and there's a lot of good trade offers here, but the trade I like most is this trade here with the Dallas Mavericks that'll land us Kyrie Irving and Daniel Gafford. We get ourselves a true #1 scoring option in Kyrie Irving, who has championship experience as well. This past season he was averaging 25 points per game, so he could definitely go out there and get us buckets when we need him to. We also get Gafford, who could be the starting or backup center, and we give up Brandon Ingram, Jokic, and a lottery protected 2028 first round pick. So let's go ahead and pull off this trade. It is now time for the 2026 NBA draft. I know I said I wasn't going to be drafting a rookie, but if we could get ourselves a rookie that will help us win now, I most definitely will be drafting someone. Let's see who the top 3 picks are. So the Atlanta Hawks end up with the first overall pick, and they take Darren Peterson. The Mavericks have the 2nd overall pick. They take Cameron Boozer to pair up with Cooper Flag. Pretty good duo that's going to be out there in Dallas. The Pacers have the 3rd overall pick. They take Keaton Wagler. And that means the Warriors might be getting AJ DeBonsa. This is the first time I've seen the Warriors jump this high in the draft. And they do not take AJ DeBonsa. They take Caleb Wilson. Okay. And the Washington Wizards go on to draft themselves AJ DeBonsa. But now let's go to our pick and see which players we could draft. So we could get ourselves a Kareem Lopez, Cameron Carr, Isaiah Evans, or a Braden Burries. Let me see which player would make most sense, and I'll show you guys once I come up with the decision. Braden Burries is 18 years old, and he has a higher ceiling than these 3 players above of him, an all-NBA ceiling, plus he's a really good three-point shooter as well, so I do think he could come out there and help us in the first season of this rebuild. So let's go ahead and draft him with our 19th overall pick. We do also have ourselves a late 2nd round pick, and we could draft ourselves this dude here, Dirk Kramer. I believe that's how you pronounce his name. He's a 7-foot big man. He can space the floor, so if we're able to develop him into a good player, that would be nice, having a floor spacing big man. So let's go ahead and draft him with the 50th overall pick. The Golden State Warriors got lucky, jumped all the way to pick 4, and of course they fumbled. They take Caleb Wilson over AJ DeBonsa. I much rather would have took AJ DeBonsa than Caleb Wilson, but I do want to hear your guys' input on this. Comment down below which player you would think is a better fit with the Warriors, Caleb Wilson or AJ DeBonsa. It looks like Mamu will be declining his $2.8 million player option, but we are going to pick up the team option for Jacoby Walter, Jamal Sheed, and Grady Dick. We don't really need Mogbo and Trace Jackson Davis on this team, so we're going to go ahead and decline their player option. Qualifying offers, we do not need to re-sign anybody here unless I'm mistaken, and it looks like yeah, so we don't need to re-sign anyone. How much money do we have? We have about $5.8 million we could spend here in free agency. So we do have enough money to sign ourselves to Tim Hardaway Jr., who this past season was averaging 13.5 points per game on 40% from the 3-point line, so he should be able to help out our team's 3-point shooting as the 6th man. So I'm going to go ahead and offer him a 2-year deal where we pay him about $4 million annually. He currently does not have an offer from any other team, and Duncan Robinson wants a minimum, so let's go ahead and offer him a 1-year minimum. He's also a good 3-point shooter. We do need ourselves a backup power forward. Rui Hachimura wants about $5 million. Will we be able to afford him with Tim Hardaway Jr.? I don't think so, so we're going to wait out on that, but I will be offering Kenrich Williams a 1-year minimum as well. Tim Hardaway Jr. accepts, Duncan Robinson accepts, and same for Kenrich Williams. And after trading away Brandon Ingram, we are lacking in that starting small forward position. We currently have Grady Dick, who has a C+ 3-point shot. Sure, he is young and may be able to develop his 3-point shot, but we are not going to be having him be our starting small forward. So I'm most likely going to trade away Emmanuel Quickley. We have Kyrie Irving now to be the brand new starting point guard, which means we don't really need Emmanuel Quickley on our team. Our starting small forward problems have been solved because we're going to be pulling off this trade with the Miami Heat, where we send them Emmanuel Quickley and Jameson battle for Andrew Wiggins to be the brand new starting small forward, and we also get Davion Mitchell. The Heat do need to upgrade their point guard position, so landing someone like Quickley should be able to help out their team's offense, and we get ourselves two-way Wiggs, a good defender, good 3-point shooter, can score when we need him to, so let's go ahead and pull off this trade. Jacoby Walter is going to get playing time over Grady Dick since he is a higher overall and better 3-point shooter, but we are going to change his position from shooting guard to small forward, where he will jump up to an 81 overall. Now this is going to be the brand new upgraded 9-man rotation. In the starting lineup, we have ourselves Kyrie Irving, RJ Barrett, Andrew Wiggins, Scotty Barnes, and Daniel Gafford. And then off the bench, we have Colin Murray-Boyles, Tim Hardaway Jr., Jacoby Walter, and Davion Mitchell. The reason I don't really want to start Colin Murray-Boyles at the starting center position, he's only 6'7". I would much rather have him be a power forward, but it looks like he will be playing the center position for now, at least until he develops a 3-point shot. We'll play him about 24 minutes, the same for Daniel Gafford, make Tim Hardaway Jr. the 6th man, Davion Mitchell could get about 18 minutes, and then the remainder 3 minutes, 2 will go to RJ Barrett and 1 to Andrew Wiggins. Let's go ahead and simulate the first few games of this season to see how we do. The first game is up against the New York Knicks, and we go on to defeat them 133-120. Kyrie Irving had 22, 19 from Barrett, 17 from two-way Wiggs, 17 from Hardaway, 17 from Jacoby Walter, and Scotty Barnes had himself a 15-point triple-double. The next game is up against the Atlanta Hawks. Let's see if we could go on to defeat them as well. We do end up losing here by 4 points, 115-111. Scotty played amazing, so did Kyrie, but sadly we do end up falling short. But the third game up against the Indiana Pacers, we score 134 points. Scotty had 33, 12, and 5, 21 from Wiggs, and 18 from Kyrie Irving. And currently our team will be rolling with a 3.5-star overall system proficiency balanced under Darko Rajakovic. And now I'm going to start simulating here until the end of this season, but if there are any trades to be made, I will be stopping at the trade deadline to show you all. This season our team has made it to the NBA Cup Finals, and we will be taking on the San Antonio Spurs, so let's go out there and see if we could win ourselves the NBA Cup. The Spurs will have home court advantage on their side, and so far they do have the lead by quite a bit, and it looks like we are going to be losing 117-83. Kyrie had 20, 16 from Hardaway, but sadly we fall short, and Victor Wembanyama goes on to win NBA Cup MVP. We are stopped here in January, and honestly I want to upgrade the starting center position, so we're going to be targeting Walker Kessler from the Utah Jazz. I'm going to offer them Daniel Gafford and Jamal Sheed, as well as a bunch of second-round picks, and we'll see what they say. So 3 second-round picks, Jamal Sheed and Daniel Gafford for Walker Kessler, and we just land ourselves a brand new starting center. We are stopped here at the trade deadline, and we've been playing fairly well. We're currently the number 2 seed with 31 wins and 18 losses. I was taking a look at what players would want to sign a contract extension with our team, and it looks like RJ Barrett does want to test free agency, which is totally fine because with him, Andrew Wiggins, and Kyrie Irving possibly declining his player option, we're going to have a lot of money to spend in free agency. And we can maybe even go out there and sign ourselves a player like Victor Wembanyama, Giannis, or Jokic. Getting Wemby would be difficult since he is a restricted free agent, but Giannis and Jokic are definitely possible if we have the money to do so. The same with Donovan Mitchell. At the end of this season, Victor Wembanyama goes on to win an MVP, Cameron Boozer, Rookie of the Year, Brandon Ingram, 6th man. Okay, so it looks like the Mavericks have Brandon Ingram as their 6th man, and he was averaging 21 points per game. Wemby also wins Defensive Player, Wemby wins Most Improved. 3 awards for Wemby is insane. Anthony Edwards, Clutch Player, Steve Kerr, Coach of the Year, and the Warriors also win Executive of the Year. Now let's see if we get ourselves any All-NBA selections. We do land Scotty Barnes on an All-NBA 3rd team, and Scotty Barnes also makes it on an All-Defensive 1st team. That will be it for awards. We did end this season as the number 2 seed, winning a total of 52 games and losing 30. We were 2 wins behind the 1-seeded Detroit Pistons, so we played really well this season. Before we start simulating the playoffs, let's go ahead and take a look at our player stats. So our leading scorer was none other than Kyrie Irving, averaging 24 points per game, 3.5 rebounds, and 5.5 assists. 21 from Scottie, 18 from RJ, 14 from Tim Hardaway Jr. as our 6th man, and a 12-point double-double from Walker Kessler. As of right now, this here will be the player minutes for the first round of the playoffs. And we are going to be taking on the Miami Heat, the same team we pulled off a trade to go get ourselves Andrew Wiggins. We're now taking on in the first round. They have themselves Emmanuel Quickley, Tyler Hero, Quentin Grimes, Bam Adebayo, and DeAndre Ayton, and this is their bench unit. They were the number 8 seed, so let's see how things go here. Game number 1 does end up going to us. Irving with 28, 23 from Tim Hardaway, and 20 from Andrew Wiggins. Game number 2, we do end up falling short here, 125 to 112. Two-way Wiggs played amazing, but sadly we do fall short. Can we go out there and win game 3? And no, we can't, so it looks like the Miami Heat do defeat us here, going up 2-1. They defeat us 117 to 115. Kyrie had 36, 23 from RJ. Hopefully we are able to tie up this series. Can we go out there and win game 4? And yes, we can. We go on to win 121 to 105. Scottie led the way here with 30, 29 from Kyrie, and a 20-point double-double from RJ Barrett. Game number 5 does end up going to the Miami Heat, so now they're up 3-2. Scottie had 24, 21 from Kyrie, and don't tell me we're about to get eliminated in the first round of the playoffs once again. The Heat do have home court advantage. So far they have the lead. We take it right back, and no way, we just got eliminated in the first round of the playoffs to the Miami Heat, losing here 146 to 126. Scottie played amazing with 37, but sadly our defense was awful. A back-to-back elimination in the first round of the playoffs is unreal, so definitely we're going to have to make some drastic upgrades to this team in the off-season, signing ourselves some big free agents, and making some more trades if we need to. But let's go ahead and simulate past the playoffs and see what happens. In the NBA Finals, we have the Detroit Pistons taking on the Minnesota Timberwolves, and the Pistons going to win with Cade Cunningham winning Finals MVP. And here are the player stats for the playoffs. We played a total of 6 games. In those 6 games, Kyrie was averaging 24, 22 from Scottie, and honestly, I'm not sure what we're going to do with Colin Murray-Boyles. He's 6'7", but he is listed at that center position. Do we keep him? Do we trade him? That's something I'm definitely going to look into in this off season. We do have to make a tough decision here. As much as I do like Darko Rajakovic being the Toronto Raptors head coach in real life, we're going to go ahead and fire him and try bringing in somebody new. We could sign ourselves somebody like Mark Daigneault. We also have options like Joe Mazzulla and Jason Kidd, so we do have quite a few options we could choose from. Let me come up with a decision and I'll show you guys once I do. We do sign ourselves to Mark Daigneault as a brand new head coach. He has that championship experience, having won a championship with the Oklahoma City Thunder, so hopefully he can come out here and win the Raptors a championship as well. We do have ourselves a 27th overall pick in the 27th draft, but we don't really need any more rookies on this team, so I'm going to be trading that away to the Sacramento Kings for a lottery-protected 2029 first-round pick. Let's take a look at team player options. So it looks like Kyrie Irving will be declining his $42 million player option, and honestly that works out in our favor. We're going to have more money now to play with here in free agency. We are going to pick up the team option for Colin Murray-Boyles and Jacoby Walter. We don't need Dirk Kramer on our team, so we're going to let him walk. Qualifying offers, we do need to re-sign Grady Dick, but honestly that's not a priority. He wants about, let's see how much money he does want. And he does want about $15 million. Honestly, I don't know if we're going to be paying him $15 million, especially now that he's a 79 overall. But we do have enough money for a Giannis Antetokounmpo or a Nikola Jokic. And honestly, I think Nikola Jokic would be the better fit. We need shooting on this team. Giannis, besides Scottie Barnes, wouldn't really be an ideal fit. So we're going to try and bring in Nikola Jokic. Currently, the best offer he has is a 1-year, $47 million offer from the Chicago Bulls, but we are obviously going to offer him more money than that. We're going to offer him a 4-year deal, $58 million annually with a player option on the 4th year. It looks like he will be accepting, so we get ourselves Nikola Jokic on a 4-year deal, player option on the 4th year. And even after signing Nikola Jokic, we're still going to have about $19 million we could spend here in free agency. We are in need of a new starting small forward, so I'm going to try and bring in Josh Hart. He only wants about $5.7 million. He has one offer, so we're going to go ahead and offer him 7.5 million on a 4-year deal, player option on that 4th year, and he will be accepting as well. He is listed at power forward, but if we change his position to small forward, he jumps up in overall a ton. So far, this is what the team is looking like. We are in need of a new starting point guard, so let me see what I could do here. We are able to re-sign RJ Barrett, and honestly, I think we're going to re-sign RJ Barrett and then trade him away for a new starting point guard. We're going to go ahead and offer him $15 million annually on a 4-year contract, which he will be accepting on a 4-year $65 million contract. Let's go. And as I said, if you change Josh Hart's position from power forward to small forward, he jumps up to an 85 overall, which is amazing. Now he's going to be our brand new starting small forward. He's a good defender, he can score when we need him to, plus he's a good rebounder as well. And now to bring in some depth, I'm going to go ahead and throw a bunch of minimum contracts. Like, we could sign Draymond Green, and honestly, that's not a bad signing whatsoever. He's still an amazing defender, he can play make and rebound. We do have enough money to sign ourselves somebody like Max Strus who wants minimum, or DeAndre Hunter, but actually I believe we're going to go with Cam Johnson. He has chemistry with Nikola Jokic. He's a good 3-point shooter, so let's go ahead and offer him a 1-year minimum. And is there anyone else we could afford? We still could bring back Davion Mitchell, and honestly he was pretty good for us in the regular season, so let's go ahead and offer him a 1-year deal as well. And another player I'm going to offer a contract to is Fred VanVleet. I think he could be a pretty good backup point guard if we want him to be, so let's go ahead and give him the offer as well, and all players will be accepting. We do still have enough money to sign ourselves a Yves Missi, who could be the backup center, and that's because I'm planning on pulling off a big trade that Colin Murray-Boyles and Walker Kessler may have to be a part of. So I'm going to go ahead and offer Yves Missi a 4-year contract, paying him about $5.9 million annually, and it looks like he will be accepting on a 4-year $25 million contract. Can we make a trade happen like this with the Philadelphia 76ers that will bring us Tyrese Maxey to be our brand new starting point guard? This past season, he was averaging 28 points per game, 6 assists on nearly 50, 40, 90 shooting splits. We are going to be sending them RJ Barrett, Walker Kessler, Colin Murray-Boyles, and some first-round picks if they accept. They do decline as of right now. What if we throw in some more first-rounders? 3 first-round picks does not get it done. Can we throw in a player, maybe somebody like Braden Burries? It looks like we may not be getting ourselves Tyrese Maxey. I would be open to sending them Tim Hardaway Jr. if that means we get Tyrese Maxey, and that's not happening. We were not able to get ourselves Tyrese Maxey, but what if we could land ourselves LaMelo Ball? That would be a pretty good starting point guard to have on our team as well. He was nearly shooting 50, 40, 90 shooting splits, 25 points per game, 5 rebounds, and 9 assists. We're going to be offering the Charlotte Hornets RJ Barrett, Walker Kessler, and Colin Murray-Boyles. We'll also throw them a first-round pick, and that gets it done. We land ourselves LaMelo Ball as a brand new starting point guard. Let's go. Right now, we do have Tim Hardaway Jr. as our starting center, but I would much rather have him be our 6th man. So I'm going to try and bring in a defensive starting shooting guard, maybe somebody like Marcus Smart, who sadly does have an offer from a different team, so hopefully he accepts us over them. I will give him a no trade clause just so he joins us over the Cavaliers. And I will also offer Keon Ellis a contract and see which one accepts. So it looks like Marcus Smart will be accepting. He does have a no trade clause, so we're not going to be able to trade him away. We are here at the start of this season with the new 9-man rotation for the Toronto Raptors. And in the starting lineup, we currently have LaMelo Ball, Marcus Smart, Josh Hart, Scottie Barnes, and Nikola Jokic. And then off the bench, we have Jacoby Walter, Tim Hardaway Jr., Fred VanVleet, and Yves Missi. I feel like this season we have a really good shot at winning a championship. We have a very balanced out team with good defenders and good offensive players. Let's simulate the first few games of this season to see how we do. The first game is up against the Cleveland Cavaliers, so we go on a defeat here 121-110. LaMelo had 30, Jokic with a 26-point triple-double, Tim Hardaway Jr. with 20, Scottie with 13 and 10. Josh Hart had himself 12 rebounds as the brand new starting small forward. We also defeat the Minnesota Timberwolves, and yes, we can, 122-91. LaMelo with 33, 22 from Scottie, and Jokic had himself a 20-point double-double. Let's take a look at system proficiency, and holy, we are rolling with a 5-star overall system proficiency balanced under Mark Daigneault. I've never seen a 5-star overall system proficiency unless I'm mistaken, but I don't think I've ever had a video where I had a 5-star overall system proficiency, so we literally have the perfect team we need. This still looks pretty unreal, 5-star overall system proficiency. But now I'm going to start simulating until the end of this season, but if there are any trades to be made, I will be stopping at the trade deadline to show you all. We've got one game remaining of this season, and we have 3 players in the word races to winning MVP: Nikola Jokic, Scottie Barnes, and LaMelo Ball. Let's see which one out of the 3 goes on to win MVP, and it will be Nikola Jokic, winning another MVP this season, averaging 26 points, 12 rebounds, and 10 assists while shooting 53% from the field. Tyrone Stokes goes on to win Rookie of the Year for the New Orleans Pelicans. RJ Barrett, 6th Man of the Year, averaging 20 points per game. Wemby Defensive Player. Amen Thompson wins Most Improved. Anthony Edwards, Clutch Player. Our Head Coach, Mark, wins Coach of the Year, and we also go on to win Executive. And of course, we do get the MVP, Nikola Jokic, on All NBA First Team, and we also get Scottie Barnes. Let's go. 2 players on All NBA First Team is insane. We do get LaMelo Ball on All NBA Third Team. And do we get anyone here on All Defensive Team? We do land Scottie Barnes, and somehow Nikola Jokic makes it on All Defensive Second Team. Let's go. And we ended this season as the number 1 seed, winning a total of 72 games and losing only 10. We've been absolutely unstoppable with this new roster that we've built. Let's take a look at the player stats before we start simulating the playoffs. So our leading scorer was none other than Nikola Jokic, averaging 25 points per game, 24 from LaMelo, and 23 from Scottie Barnes, 13 from Tim Hardaway, 12 from Jacoby Walter, and 12 from Josh Hart. And now it is time for the playoffs, and in the first round, we are taking on the Brooklyn Nets, who have themselves Michael Brown Jr., Kyrie Irving, Jarris Walker, Isaiah Hartenstein, and Nick Claxton. This is a very weird starting lineup. They are running a big man at the power forward position. Kyrie Irving is their starting shooting guard, so let's see how things go. I'm not sure how Kyrie ended up there. Maybe he signed with them in free agency. Game number 1, we do end up winning. Jokic with 29, 9, and 13. Josh Hart with a double-double, and Scottie Barnes with a double-double as well. We do also go on to win game 2, Scottie leading the way here with 35 points. And we also win game 3, and we go on to sweep the Brooklyn Nets. No surprise here, LaMelo dropping 38 points with 12 assists in game 4, and Jokic had a 19-point triple-double. Here are the player stats for the first round of the playoffs. Our leading scorer was LaMelo, averaging 24, and Nikola Jokic is averaging a 23-point triple-double. And now in the second round of the playoffs, we are going up against the Cleveland Cavaliers, the same team that eliminated us 2 years ago. So now hopefully we're able to get our get back. They do still have themselves James Harden, Donovan Mitchell, Jalen Tyson, Evan Mobley, and Jarrett Allen. Basically the same exact starting lineup they had when they eliminated the Raptors in real life. So now let's see how things go here. Game number 1, we do end up winning. Jokic dropping 44 points with 12 rebounds and 6 assists. Can we also go on to win game 2? No, we cannot. We do end up losing here by 1 single point. We allowed them to score 134, so our defense was pretty awful there, but hopefully we pick things up, which we do here in game 3. It did go to overtime, but we still win 132 to 125. Jokic with a 38-point triple-double. Jokic has been balling here so far. Hopefully we're also able to win this next game, and that puts us up 3-1. We win here in game 4, 101 to 91. Scottie led the way with 22 points, 21 from LaMelo, 15 and 14 from Nikola Jokic. And are we going to gentlemen sweep the Cleveland Cavaliers? Yes, we are. LaMelo dropping 28 points, Jokic with a double-double, and the same for Josh Hart, and now we've made it all the way to the Eastern Conference Finals. And we're going to be taking on the New York Knicks, who have themselves Jalen Brunson, Mikal Bridges, OG Anunoby, Brennan Clark, and Karl Anthony Towns. They also brought back Dante DiVincenzo, who is their 6th man. Let's take a look at the player stats for the second round. I am kind of interested to see how our team performed. So we played a total of 5 games, and in those 5 games, Jokic was averaging 31 points per game, 21 from Scottie and 20 from LaMelo. Now let's see how we do here against the New York Knicks. Game number 1 does end up going to the Knicks. They defeat us here 105 to 102. Can we at least end up winning game 2? And yes, we can. Scottie leading the way here with 29, Jokic with a 19-point triple-double, and 18 from LaMelo. Game number 3, we go on to win as well, putting us up 2-1, and we outscored them here by nearly 30 points. Game 3, we go on to win 125 to 96. Brunson 32, 60. Whoa, I was just counting the wrong team stats there. So Jokic 30, 29 from Scottie, and 23 from LaMelo. I did forget to mention in the Western Conference Finals, we have the Dallas Mavericks taking on the Minnesota Timberwolves. We are now up 2-1. Can we make that 3-1? And yes, we can. Scottie Barnes with a 30-point triple-double, 21 and 14 from Josh Hart. Hart has been balling here. He's averaging a 13-point double-double. And Jokic had himself a double-double, the same for LaMelo. And are we going to close things out here in Game 5? Yes, we are. We have made it all the way to the NBA Finals. LaMelo dropping 32 points, Scottie with 24, 9, and 10, Jokic with 20, 10, and 9. And now in the NBA Finals, we're either going to have to take on the Dallas Mavericks or the Minnesota Timberwolves. I would much rather take on the Dallas Mavericks. It looks like they are a much younger team, whereas the Minnesota Timberwolves do have Anthony Edwards and Julius Randle. So let's see which team it will be. It looks like Cooper Flag goes on to win Western Conference Finals MVP, and bro is averaging 31 points per game here in the playoffs. Scottie Barnes, Eastern Conference Finals MVP, averaging 24 points, 10 rebounds, and 9 assists. And I'm not gonna lie, this duo of Cooper Flag and Cameron Boozer is pretty unstoppable. They make it all the way to the NBA Finals, and Cam Boozer is only 20 years old, Cooper Flag is only 21. Let's see how things go here. They are a really good offensive team. They do have Cam Thomas as well, who's averaging 19 points per game, Kobe White, who's averaging 15, and Brandon Ingram as their sixth man, averaging 18. So they have a lot of good scorers on their team. Game number 1 does end up going to us. LaMelo with 30, Jokic with a 30-point triple-double. Let's go. We do also win Game 2, Jokic dropping 32, Scottie with the 23-point double-double, 18 and 10 from LaMelo. And playing really good defense as well, 4 steals with 1 block. Game number 3 does end up going to the Mavericks. They defeat us here by 17 points. Jokic played amazing, but our defense was awful, I'm not gonna lie. And we go up 3-1. Winning here in Game 4, 132-105, Jokic having a 33-point double-double, LaMelo with a 30-point double-double. Scottie was amazing defensively and offensively, having himself 7 stocks. And are we going to gentleman's sweep? The Dallas Mavericks, we do have home court advantage here for Game 5, and so far the Mavericks do have the lead, but we come back and defeat them 115-112. LaMelo dropping 30, Jokic with a 19-point triple-double, and just like that, we go on to win the Toronto Raptors a championship, with Nikola Jokic winning Finals MVP, averaging a 28-point triple-double. And no wonder our team had a 5-star overall system proficiency. We've been unstoppable in the regular season and even more unstoppable in the playoffs. Before we end out this video, let's take a look at the player stats for the playoffs. So we played a total of 19 games, and in those 19 games, the leading scorer was Nikola Jokic, averaging 26, 12, and 9.5 assists. 24 from LaMelo, 21 from Scottie, and 13 from Josh Hart. In the NBA Finals, we played a total of 5 games. In those 5 games, Jokic was averaging a 28-point triple-double, 27 from LaMelo, and 18 from Scottie Barnes. Now that is going to be it for today. I hope you all enjoyed. If you did, please make sure to like the video, subscribe if you're new, and hype the video. All 3 buttons help out the channel a ton, so please go ahead and hit all 3 and click here on the screen to watch my latest upload. Until next time, it's your boy Dragon, and I'm out. Peace.